What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm going to be doing an update on BABA stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on the price chart and how we get there. Then I will continue with the fundamental news that might drive the price of this company. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis. And I will show you what should we expect next. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here at this point when we were approaching to the range of resistance slash support, and I've told you that if we can break this range to the upside, then retest it from the top, and with increasing volume we'll hit next ranges of resistance that were right here at roughly $91.2 and right here at $94.82. It was the previous swing highs, and we might consider this asset had a turnover and we might see much higher price targets. But the second possibility was that if we will have a bounce from this range, and we have it, we might hit lower price target. And if I switch to hourly time frame, you can see more properly that from this range I can adjust this range in order to connect these bottoms and this top. As you can see, we have only wicks above this range. And from this level, this asset went even lower, and it hit the range of support, had the first bounce, but eventually it broke it to the downside. And for now, we are at $78.8. So definitely it is a quite huge movement to the downside, but I have to say that this asset follows the SPY index very good. And let's continue with the fundamental news. What was the reason of its movement? First of all, let me show you this article. It was published on September 21st, and it says, why Alibaba, Amazon and Meta platforms stocks tumbled on Wednesday. And the key points are following. Investors fully expected today's rate hike, but not the baggage that came along with it. A prolonged downturn will no doubt weigh on consumer spending and digital advertising. And this means the main catalyst for the Alibaba's movement to the downside is the Federal Reserve rate hike. And as you can see, we have massive movement to the downside, and it lost from its previous swing high, as you can see from the point where I made my previous video, about 11%. Massive movement to the downside, and I have to say that because of this sign, we caught it to the tick. So, and let me show you what might be the next positive catalyst for this asset. Let me show you this article. We are on CNBC.com, and this article was published on September 22nd, and it says, Alibaba pledges $1 billion to cloud computing customers to reignite growth. And the key points are following. Alibaba said it will invest $1 billion over the next 3 fiscal years to support its cloud computing customers as the Chinese e-commerce giant looks to reignite growth after a historical slowdown. The investment consists of financial and non-financial incentives, such as funding, rebates and go-to-market initiatives, Alibaba said. While cloud is a small part of Alibaba's overall business currently, the company's management sees it as a critical component to future growth and profitability. And I covered back in the days, I guess about 2 months ago, their branch of cloud computing and of cloud e-commerce service. And I've told you that this branch is very meaningful for the company, because it has the highest, in my opinion, growth potential, and because of this Alibaba might focus on this part of business, and in this case they can drastically improve their fundamentals. And this article basically proves my words, and I will put the link on this article in the description below, and you can read it by yourself. But let me remind you that we have the audit of US officials in order to keep Chinese firms on US stock exchanges. And let me show you this article. Audit of Chinese companies start to face US inspections. And I covered it in my previous video, and we don't have any results. Unfortunately, I cannot see the entire article. But all in all, this article shows that the work is in process, and this means in a matter of next several weeks we might see some results, and definitely one of the first companies that might benefit from this news will be the Alibaba company, because it is one of the first companies that should be audited. So, and let's continue with this news. It is the comparison in between Alibaba and Amazon, and this article was published on September 23rd, and it is a very interesting article. It's titled "Better Buy: Alibaba versus Amazon." And the summary is following. Alibaba and Amazon have both seen a significant slowdown in top-line growth post-pandemic. Near-term revenue outlook favors Amazon. Amazon Web Service outperforms Alibaba Cloud. Based off valuation, however, Alibaba appears to present investors with more upside. And this article is extremely interesting. I also put the link on this article in the description below. You can read it by yourself. And I have to say that I agree with this article. Both companies have their upsides and downsides. But overall, more upside potential in terms of price of stocks definitely is on Alibaba's side. And let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, let me turn off the SPY index price section. What should we expect next? Definitely this movement to the downside is not the best from the technical standpoint, because we don't have any bounces to the upside that are significant to its price section. On top of that, let me show you that we don't have the exact bullish divergence in order to project some trend reversal in upcoming days, in upcoming sessions. And this means we have to be very cautious, because most likely we might see some movements to the downside. And the next range of support that might hold, it is the bottom for the price action, and it was set by the price in the middle of March. And right here we have about, let me show it to you, about 7% to this range, and probably if we will continue to move south, this range definitely will be a very strong support from which we might have at least a bounce. So what should you do if you want to enter the position? If you want to invest in this asset and you've already done your own due diligence, you can accumulate on every daily red candle. But if you want to catch the trade, definitely you should wait for the confirmation of the movement to the upside. And what will be the confirmation? Let me show you right here. For example, if we will see the movement to the downside like this, we have to test this range of support. Then we have to see some kind of bounce to the upside, retracement, and on this retracement, depending on its deepness, we can accumulate our position with the stop loss slightly below this bottom. And if we will see the next leg to the upside, we will have more confirmation of its up movement. And definitely it is also quite tricky, because on a greater scale, the major investors will have more certainty only when we can see the entire 5-wave structure of the first wave. Then we will have an ABC correction, something like this. And on this retracement, they will start to accumulate their position. But at this very point, let me compare 2 points. From this range to its lowest point, we might have about 2.5% of downside potential, but the risks are a bit higher. And from this range, we might have about 5.6% of downside potential, but the risks right here are lower, because we have more chances to hit higher targets, because we can see the entire structure of 5 waves in this movement. So I think from the technical standpoint, that's it for now. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no cap. Only got one.